to bring together a group of remarkable people.
To see if we could become something more.
So when they needed us, we could fight the battles
that they never could.
In time, you will know what it's like to lose. To feel so desperately that you're right, yet to fail all the same. Dread it. Run from it. Destiny still arrives.
Evacuate the city. Engage all defenses. And get this man a shield.
Fun isn't something one considers when balancing the universe. But this does put a smile on my face.
Hi, good evening, and welcome to Thfc Till I Die, your home of Tottenham past, present, and future, under the greatest manager of all time, Ange Postecoglou, the Australian wizard. And joining me tonight, I know we're missing a few, but you always bring in your A team when you're missing a few. And next to me, this lady needs no introduction the world over. She really is top notch. She is the one, she is the only Mia, aka Scrappy Doo. How are you doing, Scrappy Doo?
Yeah, a bit stressed out, but yeah, I'm all right.
Have a Scooby snack. You will be fine afterwards. You will be fine.
That's just mean. Like...
Hello. The Irish Destroyer's gone. You know, Scrappy
I was about to
Doo.
say, I've seen a lot of him lately. Maybe I've seen a bit too much.
I don't know. You call him Scrappy Doo and he runs off. Do you know what I mean? I don't. Well, while he's waiting to come back, Mia, how are you? Nice to see you. Thank you for joining me.
Yeah.
Everybody else has ran off. Colum's rang in late, so he's working. Oh, Philip's playing with his ball tonight for the over 80s fan club. And that Ash is going on at 9:30 or something like that. So yeah, it's down to you, me, and Mr. Harris to make this review work. And there is a Romero in sight. But at the moment it's just you and me, because Dave's he's legged it. It's all you that I'm not. Oh look, he's back. He's back.
I'm not that scary. Dave loves me, really.
And down below, he is the one and only. This man does need no introduction the world over. He is the one. He is the only. Mr. David, the Irish Destroyer Harris from the Irish Hotspur. How are you, Mr. Harris, this evening, sir?
No, I'm good. Sorry, I just had to pop out and pop back in. I just had to put my official title underneath the Irish Hotspur there, Don Paratici's PR machine. So I just had to change that and quickly come back in. But I'm good. Can't wait to speak to you for the next hour or so. Let's get into it.
Yeah, let's get into it. This is a review. We were going to do the best lineup, but Dermotron had to go and see his mam yesterday and didn't get back till late. So that went by the wayside. But look, mams come first. Of course they do. But we are talking about a year in Spurs land, and we are going to crack into it because there's nobody in the chat yet. So we're going to start with ladies first, Dave, and then we're going to go down to you, then see Mia. What was your best Spurs memory of 2023?
Oh, Joe, what I'm going to say is when we got Ange Postecoglou, because the things I was reading about him and from what I was told by a few people who knew more about him than me, honestly, I was really, really happy and I was excited to see what he will bring.
I want to say big up to Jack as well. This is Scooby-Doo, Scrappy-Doo's brother. So big up to Scooby-Doo.
Why does he get to be Scooby-Doo? He's younger than me.
Yeah, but you're Scrappy-Doo. Get over it. You call yourself Scrappy-Doo. Just get on with it. He's Scooby-Doo. Anyway, he says, evening all. Great to see the three of the best on YouTube all together. Well, thank you very much. I'm joined by legends. I'm a nobody. These are legends. These are titans that walk YouTube. And, you know, I fall behind them.
I'll let you into a little secret. My brother does really absolutely love Dave.
Yeah, I know. Everyone loves Dave. He's a titan.
Not everyone. I don't want everyone to love me.
No, you are. You are the Irish destroyer. So there you go. There you go. Yeah, you, sir. So what was your best Spurs memory of 2023?
Do you know what? I was going to say the hiring of Ange Postecoglou because, you know, I was one that, you know, outside of Paul, that I really knew what Ange was about and I was touting him for the job. And even behind the scenes, I was saying to Jack, if Tottenham, I'd love Tottenham to get him, but I actually didn't think they'd have the bollocks to do it, believe it or not. But fair play to Daniel Levy, he did do it, and we haven't looked back since. But do you know what? My favourite moment of 2023, everyone knows how much I love the Rom-Bomb, his screamer against Burnley. So unexpected. What an absolute belter. You know, and just the way he stood there after, just like a god. I mean, it was absolutely unbelievable. So that was my best moment of 2023.
Look, for me, the best moment of 2023 has to be spending a few days with Dave and Jack in London, going for the AC Milan match. That's my best part of 2023.
The result overshadowed that. That was
the result overshadowed it, but Jesus, we had a giggle. Yeah. We found what we were truly like. If we lived together, three of us, we'd be party animals. And the greatest thing about that, Mia, was there was a McDonald's about 2 minutes down from where we were staying. It was like God sent for us. It really was. That's my best moment. On the pitch, I have to say, getting James Maddison, actually. That for me was like, okay, we're going places now. So that for me is my best memory for me. Let us know in the chat. What was your best memory of 2023? There is a lot. There is a lot there. But we've got Christopher Inshaw as well, guys, saying billionaire Dallas Cowboys owner Jerry Jones looking to buy Tottenham. For Dave, look, how are you feeling on an American owner owning Tottenham? How would you feel about that?
Look, I want to state, first of all, this isn't anti-American or anything like that. But when you look at the people that were ready to finance the European Super League in terms of, what was it, Morgan and Chase and stuff like that, American-owned sort of banks. Lately, you're seeing a lot of American owners starting to buy up clubs in the Premier League. And then that will give them the power to eventually be able to get the Super League. So for me, I'm a bit dubious on it. So I don't want it to happen personally. No. I'm a bit dubious on that. I do fear that they're going to bring back the Super League somehow, but in order to do that, they have to get enough control of enough clubs.
Yeah. I do know what, Dave. I agree with you on that. Mia, where are you standing on it? I think you would probably agree with me and David, or do you have a different outlook on it?
No, I agree with what you and David said.
Yeah. Look, I think, Levy, you can criticize him all you like, but we do have a fantastic infrastructure at the club, and we're now building off that infrastructure. You look at what we've got now. We've got a manager that knows what he's doing. We've got players that have pride in wearing the shirt. Okay, Davis, Dyer, Luis, Dombellier, a few other on that list.
He wouldn't get into the shirt at this point.
No, he wouldn't. He wouldn't know how to put it on, Dyer. He'd probably get lost trying to.
That's not about Ndombele.
He's still in Turkey trying to find his best takeaway. But look, I don't want American ownership. I just don't like American ownership. You look what's happened at United. You look, do you know what I mean? That's an example what American ownership can do to the club. I don't want it. I really do not want it. But big up, Christopher. We got, what's the point? I am a legend. I know I am. I know I don't, no need to tell the prophet. I am a legend. You know, I've got my two assistants with me. They're following the Bible of Ange. They're spreading the gospel. They're spreading the good word. So I know I'm a legend. Me is a legend. Dave's a legend. We're all legends here. We've got Jack Williams, Domo, and Dave. True people. Yeah, and so is Mia. Mia's a very true person as well herself.
I mean,
That's her brother.
He don't want
No, it is.
Yeah, it either goes without saying, or he don't want to say it, too much because I might get a bit big-headed and then remind him of it.
Yeah, well, yeah, Mia. No one can ever say you're big-headed. Let's put it that way. Nobody can actually ever say that about you. To be fair,
No, that's true.
you might be small-headed, but you're never big-headed.
If I had a big head, I'd look like one of those. What's the little things you get? The pop things that the kids like, with the small bodies and the big heads.
Oh yeah,
With the wobbly head.
Pop, yeah. Alex got one for his birthday.
What one did he get? What's he into?
He likes that One Piece, that anime. He likes anime stuff.
Oh yeah. There's loads of that.
Yeah, he's got the books, and you read them back like they're the other way round.
Yeah. My missus has one. It's mad, isn't it?
Yeah, it's really strange, but he absolutely loves anime stuff. So that's what he's into.
We've got man watching Spurs against Milan must have been painful. I'm going to get into that. That was very painful. I mean, how Dave didn't run on the pitch that night and clomp somebody, I was
screaming.
I know you were
screaming that night.
I had a fella behind me slagging Sonny off all game. I mean, Sonny, get off, you're useless, you're this and that. I wonder if he's still screaming at him.
Do you know what, right?
What?
Do you know what? Just quickly, I was vexed all game because of how lackluster we were and how little we went after it. But then at the end, when you had people behind me applauding the players off at the end, I lost it. I absolutely lost it. I started booing them and everything, and people were like looking at me. I was like, no, I'm fed up with them now at this point.
Me and Philip Brady, right, we're looking at you, right, just laughing. We could just see your head. Well, where we were sitting, right, we could just see your head, right. All we could see your head was doing this, right? And I knew you were giving out. It was the most funniest thing ever. Manderson was expected to be good, but me, Vic, and VDV coming in, yeah, that's a big shout as well. I conditionally criticized Levy even in my sleep. Yeah. Now, Mia, here's a little thing for you. Mia is a sexy little fox.
I mean, it's not. I wouldn't say the sexy part, but okay.
Take a compliment, girl. Take a compliment.
I don't take compliments very well. I'm really bad at taking compliments, so thank you. But I don't believe it, so but thank you.
No. Yeah. I don't know. I'm saying nothing. I'll get myself into trouble. All the ways out to Milan to have your eyes tortured by Conte football. Yeah, that was torture. And then Christopher Kane scores again, 22 of the season. Don't start him off. Please, Keith, don't start Dave off. Please don't. Do not start him off, please.
No, it's Christmas. It's Christmas. I'm going to park it to a side for Christmas.
Oh, no. When we get to the best Spurs player, and that means anyone here or gone, I know who Dave's going to pick. Eric Dyer. What is your worst Spurs memory of 2023? Look, for me, it would have to be AC Milan. That was bottom of the barrel for me. Conte in the whole Conte football from start to finish for me was the worst part of 2023. Yeah, for me, Milan for me. Dave, what was yours?
My worst one was the 6-1 at Newcastle. I mean, I was, do you know what, as a Spurs fan, as someone that sort of puts your face out there, it was absolutely bloody humiliating. Yeah. After 20 minutes, I text Jack privately. I was like, just end this, save the embarrassment, just end it. We'll go off and do something else for the day and forget about it, And Jack was like, Dave, we can't do that. I was like, no, I'm serious. Like, just do it. He didn't do it anyway. It didn't save me the embarrassment. But you know what it was, lad? It was like, it signaled the end of so many people at Spurs for me that day, like Hugo Lloris, Eric Dyer, Ben Davies, although he's having a mini resurgence. We'll see how long that continues. But it just, that game there, just they completely gave up. And at that point, they still had European football to try and salvage of some sort of level. And that was there where they basically just gave the two fingers to the fans. We don't give a shit. It was absolutely humiliating. So that has to be it for me, the worst moment. That.
I agree, but
when we sold Harry Kane, I had to go into a 2-day mourning, had a little funeral and everything.
I know you're still in that mourning. You're still wearing the black armband. I know you are. Do you know he does that every morning, Mia? He looks at Harry Kane's picture and he goes, "Why?" He says,
I rub his signature. I got his signature. I rubbed it.
I know you did. He's busy in this dungeon somewhere, right? Making a clone of Harry Kane. Do you know, we will get this clone of Harry Kane coming out on the channel sometime. Be like Frankenstein. I am Harry Kane. Mia, what was your worst Spurs memory of 2023?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with Dave on that. The Newcastle game. It's just like, it's the way they just looked like they just didn't give a damn. They just let those goals go in. They had no fight, absolutely nothing about them, and it was so disappointing because even if you're thinking this might be a bit of one of those scores, right? At least put up a bit of a fight, but it was almost like they were just a bit like the goals are going to go in. Oh well. You know, and I hate seeing that from my players. That makes me really angry. And Joe, what? It's one of those where you're so angry, you don't like. I didn't know what to do. I just wasn't even like screaming or getting angry about it. It's just that I was just so disappointed. It's that thing. Knowing your parents, they're so angry with you. They just say, "I'm just disappointed in you," and that's worse. That's how I felt. I
think that game, I was angry, but I was really disappointed. In the attitude of the players. I get what you mean, Mia. It was I think that was bottom of the barrel stuff for us. I do think that was bottom of the barrel stuff. Well, Diana has actually said, what about Nuno? Well, if you want Nuno.
That was 2022, wasn't it? He got sacked October.
Yeah. Well, Nuno is quietly back in football. I would like to show you how Nuno dressed today for his press conference. Here he is. There he is. There's our Nuno. The Garden Gnome is back. Let me take that off.
Do you know what wound me up about that today? Some journalists thought he was being great, and he was asking Nuno about his time at Tottenham, and it's flooded everywhere, all over the timeline. I mean, who gives a fuck? Seriously, you know, he done absolutely nothing at Spurs. I just hate it. It just winds me up.
Yeah. Well, there he is, Dave. Look at them all in his glory, little red hat and his white beard there, Mir, and he's got his stick, and he says, "Hey guys, guess who's back?" It is Nuno the Garden Gnome. He is back, of course, at Forest. At least he won't be getting the Ireland job. Thank fuck for that. Anyway, yeah, it's Big Sam. Apparently, PHILLIP says if Big Sam gets the Ireland job, he's going to be worse than me then on Stephen Kenny.
I'd like Big Sam to get the job.
So would I, Dave. I would give him half an hour. And then after that, I'd just say I want him out. What's the point? FC says, when we played Milan, it felt like Conte was their manager. All the compliments he was giving them as he put us down. Yeah, exactly. Big up to David Shinner as well, who's coming. He's gifted one membership. It's very kind of you, David. Thank you so much. And who's got that membership? It is Mick. Mick Dundee. Where is he? Is he in? No, he's not in, but big up to Mick. Mick, you're now a member of the THFC family. So please, there's lots of member stuff coming up after Christmas. We're going to start a member call-in show as well. Everybody else is doing them, so we are here. Might as well join in with the crack. I'm following the leaders. Yeah,
can I also say I didn't get a chance to say thank you again to David for gifting me some as well last night. He's very, very generous guy. Absolutely top bloke.
Yeah, he is. He's a massive supporter of the channel as well. So big up to David and Merry Christmas to you and your family, sir. He said
I just want to big him up as well because I actually see him do it a lot on everyone's channel. He actually tries to spread the love around, which is really, really kind of him. You know, look, every channel, like, you know, we all put an insane amount of work behind the background. We don't have any big wigs funding us, this, that, and the other. You know, we all sort of do it off our own, get up and go and stuff like that. So it's a massive help. So fair play to you, Davey. He does it everywhere, so he deserves a big up. And he's also going through a bit of a tough time lately. So I encourage everybody, when you see him, check in with him. You know, we like to keep Spurs fans standing up strong together. So just check in with him whenever you see him in chats.
100%.
Yeah, 100%. And this is why we're putting a lot into this Christmas on this channel as well, doing watch-alongs for the people that don't have Sky, for the people that are on their own, that can't get out. So this is why me and PHILLIP are going to put a hell of a lot of work in this Christmas for you guys, because we feel it's our job to look after you. You look after us, we look after you. And it's about, Christmas is about giving. So all us channels, Dave will as well, Mia will, we all put in a lot of work. And we're so grateful for the support and for the people that support us. And we all got to look out for each other. We all got to look out. All channels have to stick together. Went through this a couple of weeks ago, and, you know, we all come from this man below us. This is where it all starts, isn't it? Really, Mia, to be fair.
Yeah, he's
You
the
started
mothership.
He's the mothership of Mia's channel, my channel. So, you know what? Give Dave Harris a big thank you as well, because he's the one that's created us all. He's the daddy. You know, I don't know who the mummy is.
I won't say that.
No, don't do that, Daryl.
You know what?
That's
It's
just
like
creepy.
it's like Dave and Jack are the parents, and they're watching all their children grow up into big channels. Do you know? They must sit back there and think, do you know what, Jack? We started him off, her off, him off. They're like proud parents.
Joe, what though? It's all about the people in the chat for me, because it's those people that keep us going. We have such a good laugh. I've got like little jokes with people. People obviously they come in the chat, and sometimes they might be feeling a bit down or whatever, and they come in, and it just makes people feel nice and to be appreciated, be part of something. So big up to you again, David, because you're just a top man, you really are. And everyone is in our chats, they're all lovely. Like all my chats are lovely people. I go to Dave's and there's very rarely anybody that's not nice in there. The same here. So
yeah, we all have the similar people that come into our chats, and it's like a family. This is what like your channel, your
dysfunctional family.
Yeah, dysfunctional.
Yeah, I always say that. It's a really big dysfunctional family.
Yeah. It's like, it's always say it like on our channel, Philip's the dad and me and Mia are the kids, and when he's not here, me and Mia just run riot. Mia goes
if
into
I was
dog
going to be a part of the family though, I'd be like that crazy auntie who tries to start fights with everybody, who picks on the kids. I'm like, yeah, you're coming for my kids, are you?
Yeah, just don't mention dog collars to her. She'll go on to a rant about Daniel leaving dog collars. She'll just start, don't get started.
It wasn't like that.
He says Dave also has good knowledge. Yeah, he definitely does. I don't. Mia does. I don't.
No. I don't at all.
You do,
not
Mia.
Compared to some people. I never say that I do. I never try and say that I do. Do you know what I mean?
No. I just say how I feel, and comes out the gob. If it doesn't come out right, doesn't come out right. Dave knows that. When I even do his pre-match, I deliberately tried to make Dave and Jack laugh. So I do deliberately do that. He knows I do. The missus next to me when I'm doing these videos, I let you into a little secret, Dave. She's looking at me, right, pissing herself laughing, just looking at me thinking, you are not well in the head. You have not.
We all do that.
Yeah, you are not well. We've got Geordie as well. Big up Geordie. How made the lads as well. Big up Geordie. I love when we got other fans. We've got some decent other fans coming to this channel as well. Martin, big up to Port Vale till I die. Yeah, big up Martin 958. David is asking, where's Tom Philip Jones? Well, look, he is out tonight. He's at the Christmas party tonight for the over 70s and 86 symbol party. He had to go out, throw his medallion.
Daniel O'Donnell tonight.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he's throwing his medallion around, and all the 80-year-olds are all getting excited, and they're throwing the Zimmer frames at him and their false teeth at him. So he might be a bit tired tomorrow. So just be a bit easy on him tomorrow.
Call him Jedward tomorrow just to wind him up.
Yeah, we'll do. That's not a bad one, actually.
Philip Jedward.
Yeah, Philip Jedward.
Philip Jedward Brady.
And then at 5 a.m., I'm not shaky. Sexy. And anyway, and then he's absolutely rolling around the floor laughing, think Dermot's an idiot or a lunatic. And he's right on two of them.
And that's the other thing about David as well. We've got some of the Australian viewers.
Yeah.
And they're up at crazy o'clock, 5 a.m. So mad.
Can I just say, Hippie Paul is my favourite. I love doing streams with him. Him and me together, it's like Dave just sits back and watch two delusional Spurs fans just let them go. I know Dave just sits back. Where's the popcorn? Dave and Dermot and Dermot and Paul are at it. Just give me the popcorn here.
It just makes my job easier, to be honest with you. But no, Paul, that guy doesn't sleep. Now that Ange Postecoglou's in charge, he's on 24/7 Ange Postecoglou watch.
Where's Shergar? In Philip's back garden, apparently. Or outside Dave's house, we don't know.
Definitely knows. I'm allergic to horses.
Oh, yeah. Are you really allergic to horses?
Quick Irish Hotspur fact, I'm allergic to horse hair, yeah.
Wow. We know what his kryptonite is now, Mia.
Oh, interesting.
Do you know what it was? Do you know how I found out, right? So when do you know the way you have to do like 4th year over here?
Yeah.
Well, I wanted to skip that and go straight into 5th year. But they wouldn't allow it. They basically said to me, because I was a bit of an idiot in school, so they basically said to me, you need the year to mature, basically, to try and learn to behave.
Yeah.
So they made us do like horse riding. So basically, you just piss about for the year. It's just a complete waste of a year. So they made us do horse riding as a part of our studies for the year. I was actually having great crack, because when I was younger, I was small like a jockey. Loving life, so I was jumping over things and everything else. And then next thing I could feel the helmet get tighter and tighter and tighter and everything else. So I just sort of hopped off and I have allergic reaction to horsehair. I nearly died. You know, I had to go back to the doctors, get a load of injections, and everything was madness, lad.
Jesus. David's kryptonite. Jesus.
So I knew from that day I was never going to be a jockey.
Yeah. You see Mia writing that down, though, little black book. Horsehair. Big question mark.
If I get an invite over for Stu, I know what's in it.
Yeah, you know, we'll have a big inquiry. What happened to Dave Harris? Me, is it nothing to do with me? I just gave him a nice stew, nothing to do with me. Paul is 3 hours ahead of me. LOL. I didn't know there was that much time difference in Australia.
Yeah, there is. It's a big place, isn't it, Australia? And they've got different time zones. So
Big spiders as well.
Yeah, they have.
Me and Dave want to go into the jungle next year, and I'm a celebrity. We're lovely.
Oh, no, I don't.
Oh, yeah. We're putting you in, Dave. Yeah. Got to put you in.
I'd walk out after 10 minutes.
You can't. You have to stay for 2 days to get paid, Dave. So you're going to have to stay for the 2 days.
No, I couldn't have someone dictating what I'm eating and, like, you know, all these, like, rats and mice. No, I couldn't do it.
You can imagine Dave doing an eating trial, mate. What they... We've got Danny and say, are you looking forward to the Everton game? Yeah, I am actually very looking forward to it. Dave, are you looking forward to it?
The Everton game? I can't wait. Liverpool and Arsenal are playing this weekend. One of them are going to drop points, if not both of them, and it's a chance for us to close the gap on the top. Many people said at the start of the season, you can't say we're in a title race after 10 games. Okay, now it's 18 games. Are we in it? I think so.
I think we really are in it. Mia, are you looking forward to the Everton game? I can't wait. I wish it was tomorrow. Come on.
Mia's going to ruin my fun now.
Yeah.
No, I'm looking forward to it, but also a bit like I want it to sort of go well. So I'm a bit nervous because I know it's going to be quite a tough game. So that's part of me. Like, I'm a little nervous about it. Don't get me wrong, but I always love us watch us play, because sometimes some of the way that we play is just so entertaining. It's lovely. Do you know what I mean? To watch it.
Are we in a title race? Yeah, we are. I'm sorry. I know, Mia, you're going to shake your head. I know, Mia. Dermot, you're talking shite as always. You're delusional. I don't care.
No, listen, you're entitled to believe what you want to believe, right? I wind you up and call you delusional, but honestly, people, it doesn't affect my view, so I'm not going to be down on you and say you're not allowed to have that view.
Do you know what, Mia? You're always very diplomatic. You're always very on that. I'll give you that. Do you know? You allow me to be delusional. And then you just pull me back at the wrong moment. But yeah, thank you for that. Dave, are you with me in delusionalville? Are we up there partying for Christmas?
No, I think yours is a bit straight, a bit higher up than mine there. Mine's sort of between you and me. Look, what I will say is, right, is that what Postecoglou has found a way to sort of navigate this injury crisis where Conte failed at this time last year. He couldn't navigate that with all the injuries we have. Postecoglou has found a way, and we're only 6 points off. We've got Madison to come back, Bentancur to come back, Van de Ven. Yeah. If we bring in Todibo, maybe one or two others, it'll give us an absolute huge boost. And then, you've still got other teams that are up there still in Europe. At some point, that's going to become taxing. So it's just about hanging in there, waiting for that moment to happen. And then what I will say is, if you look at, I think, the fixtures in and around April, May, we've got, I think, Liverpool, Man City, United sort of all in a very close period. I mean, if we can hang in till then, I have a feeling it'll be in our own destiny, and it's up to us what we do in them games then.
I think Christmas is important, isn't it, guys? We need to take maximum points out of Christmas to be realistically in it. But we are in a Champions League fight. No doubt about that. We are in a European fight. Mia, David's asked you a question. Mia, are you still keen on, is it
Guirassy? Grassi, that's how it said. I never really said I was keen on him. I just said that he scored some absolute banger of goals. The fact is that he's only scored more recently. In previous years, he's not scored as many. It just seems to be having like a really good year this year. But he is one that we apparently were looking at. So it's really difficult because we've been linked with so many. We've also been linked with that guy from Turkey, the winger. As well, we've been linked with a lot of players, so it's quite hard, really. I don't know who I want at the moment. I think someone who's going to play all across the three is what I think Postecoglou will go for, because I think he likes the versatility personally. But yeah, like I say, Grass is having a good time at the moment, but could it just be a one-off?
Yeah, I mean, look, we are open talks with Tadaibu as well. So that's a good sign. We're getting the centre back in. Dave, is it important we get signings in early? We've never done it before, but how important is it Ange gets them in the first week in January?
Look, I'd actually argue, I think it's ideal, right? It'd be absolutely ideal, because A, you give them a chance to get up to speed with Ange Postecoglou's tactics. But when you actually look at the January sort of fixtures, our last Premier League game is on the 31st of December, and then we're not playing another Premier League game till the 14th. We've only got Burnley and the FA Cup in between then. So, it gives us a 2-week period, A, to work on a lot of transfers before the fixtures sort of ramp back up again, but also a 2-week period for them to come in, get used to the intensity, the training, and what Ange Postecoglou wants them to do. But also, if you buy quality, it won't take as long for them to get up to date with the sort of system. So I think it would be absolutely ideal in terms of letting them settle in for that run in February, March, April, May. Yeah. But, you also look towards the end of, you've got a game on the 14th in the Premier League and then Brentford again on the 31st. So our January fixture list compared to years gone by is actually not as hectic. We've only got 2 Premier League games in there and 1 FA Cup game so far. You might get another FA Cup game if we get through Burnley. So I wouldn't say it's absolutely ideal, but it would be my preference.
Yeah, it would be. Look, Liverpool 3-0 up against West Ham. West Ham going out. Come on. I felt so sorry for Newcastle for Trippier last night. I didn't see the match, but I saw the highlights this evening.
That's why we sold him that. Why we sold him in the first place.
Yeah.
He makes his big mistakes and then big moments. He doesn't have that mentality.
No. Mia, look, for me, I would love Jota to come to the club. I've seen what he can do at Celtic. I think it was a mistake him going to Saudi Arabia in the first place, but now he's available for a free. Would you like to see him at Tottenham, Jota? I think he'd be brilliant. He'd be great in that front three.
Do you know what? I think that he, ability-wise and knowing the system, absolutely. But do I think he's got the right attitude? I'm a bit concerned. The fact that he went for money and went over to a country like Saudi Arabia shows me that I don't know if his attitude is quite correct.
But look,
I agree.
Dave, but I'll come out. I'll probably swing it around a little bit, Dave, and put it this way. If somebody's offering you quadruple your wages, what you're getting at your current club, aren't you not going to be a bit stupid not taking it? And football is a very short career, Dave. Jota could go out tomorrow and get a career-ending knee injury, or like the Luton captain, and I hope he's doing well. Have something wrong with his heart, and your career's over. I understand what Mia's saying. Mia is probably right in what I'm saying, but I'm just playing a bit of devil's advocate. Would you turn that down? If somebody offered you quadruple your wages, would you turn it down?
You're not playing devil's advocate. You're rooting for the guy to come here. But look, when it comes to the money, my problem is you see a lot of the older guys going out there. Fine, they usually go out to an obscure league like the MLS or wherever it's been that's offered them the biggest buck when they're coming up to retirement age. Anyway, no problem with them guys sort of going out there and taking the money. That's always happened. But what I do have a problem with someone like Jota doing it with his whole sort of career ahead of him. It's the wrong move to make. That shows to me that he's in football for the most money he can earn and not actually here to achieve and sort of win things. Look, I take the point he was good at Celtic and he probably too good and deserved to step up. However, he made the complete wrong career move. And what I don't want to do is get players like that in again. We've suffered with the likes of Ndombele and Estelso. Dyer wouldn't move on because of the huge wages he's on, etc. Look where that brought the club. Look where it brought it. It brought it down to his near knees at one point. You know, so I want to avoid that completely. When it comes to Jota, I've no doubt he's a good player. But you also have to remember he's barely played since he's gone out to Saudi because of the amount of foreign players that you're allowed to sort of play within one game. Now they have upped that, which means he will get a bit more game time. But on with me on this one. I don't want. Look, the guy he will understand what Postecoglou wants, and it'll give him a good chance to sort of get up and running. But where's his fitness levels at to be able to play handball?
Yeah,
right
that's
away?
true.
I also wouldn't sanction money on him. If I was bringing him in here for a body, it would be a loan with an option to buy, just in case it doesn't work out. For me, I think it's too much of a risk at this moment in time. I would like to see him come back, go to another league, show that he can handle that league, and then make the step up to the Premier League. To go from Scotland to Saudi to come to the Premier League, it's going to require huge bollocks and balls mentality and work rate to be able to make that step up just like that. And I don't think he will personally.
I agree with you on that. It should be a loan to buy. I really do. I don't think we should buy him. I think it should be a 6 months loan and then take it from there. But look, I think he would give you that work. But look, I think he would give you that work. I think he would give you that attitude, the right attitude. I think if it's a loan deal, he'll give him 6 months to prove himself. And I think he's worked with Ange before. And if Ange knows what he's like, so maybe Ange would get the best out of him. But I think we need centre-backs more than we need forward players. I know, Dave, you say we need a striker, which now leads me on to my next question of 2023. Now, this is for players that have left the club or are still here. So this is wind a big net on this one. Who was your Spurs player of 2023? I'll go with Mia first on this.
Oh, do you know what? I'm gonna go with something that obviously is going to be more recency biased, but I think that they've come into this club and made a huge difference to how we've played, and I really do think he's underrated. A lot of people were doubting him when actually I was like, he needs to settle in and have a chance, and that would be Big Vic. I think he's been absolutely brilliant, and because of the way we started playing, he has been the difference maker. And those first few games, he's a little shaky. Now, I was like, no, we need to give him time. He will settle. And what a player he has settled into be. Like, honestly, he has been absolutely brilliant and a massive, massive game changer, in my opinion.
Yeah. Dave, who are you going for?
Do you know what? Vicario was mine as well, but just to maybe have a point of difference, I agree with everything Mia said. You know, you even look at the saves in the biggest games to help us get the points and stuff like that. That's the true sort of litmus test of a goalkeeper, and he's delivered. And the impact he's had, I completely agree with Mia on that. But just to have a point of difference, look, I would like to pick Harry Kane, but he left and he let me down, so I can't pick him, even though he did have a fucking one of the only players that
you can pick him if you want, Dave. You can pick him if you want.
No, he pissed me off. He let me down, so can't pick him. Although he did have a good day, he was one of the only players that could hold his head high from last season. Do you know what? I'm gonna go Papa Matasar. I think he's absolutely the key cog in that midfield, and I think he doesn't get enough praise personally. I understand why. Obviously, other players are a bit more flair players than him. But every team or every midfield needs that one player that's just going to do the dog work, turn the ball over. And he does that time and time again. And when he was missing, that midfield got countered on. Since he's been back, the amount of times teams have counted on us has been absolutely limited, which is why we're now getting over the line. So for me, I think he deserves a special mention, Papa Matasar.
Yeah. Look, for me, I'm not going to go for like Højbjerg or somebody like that. I'm actually going for Romero. I honestly think Romero, if you're in the trenches, Romero will stand up for you. He's the one that, I know he's got sent off a couple of times, and we had the thing before the World Cup last year of not sort of pretending to be injured and not. But for me, Romero's my player of 2023. He's been dependable. He struck up a great relationship with Van der Ven as well. Him and Vicario, Porro and Destiny, that back five is a solid back five. And Romero is crucial to that back five. So for me, it's Romero. I think he's been brilliant. Also, you can say Destiny. You can say, agree with you, Papa Sarr as well, Dave. I definitely agree with you two on Vicario. For me, he's the new Pat Jennings. I've seen similarities between him and how Pat Jennings used to save goals. That goal he saved the other night with his feet, with his legs, against Forest. That would Hugo do that? No way.
What's world class about that? Just quickly is you're taught with them sort of headers, always header it down into the ground because the keeper's usually jumping to get across, which sort of heightens your chance of scoring, ups your percentage of scoring. And the fact that he still managed to save it, even though the striker done absolutely everything right, is absolutely unbelievable. I also think Porro deserves a special mention as well. He is gone from one that everybody was maybe laughing at right back or right wing back to a guy who's now being touted as the best right back in the league. His numbers in terms of assisting goals are up there with Trent Alexander-Arnold, but he's better defensively than Trent Alexander-Arnold. He's the improvement that guy has made. We always knew he was good on the ball last season. We always knew the technical ability was there. But, you know, the sort of improvement that he's made and the willingness to learn the defensive role, which he spoke about, he never had to do it before. But his willingness to learn it, take it upon himself, to get better, and to see the results on the football pitch, he deserves a massive mention as well.
And do you know what Porro?
Yeah,
sorry, I was going to say, do you know what Porro reminds me of? Knowing Hercules, when he goes 0 to hero, that's what I think. That's exactly what Porro's done, isn't it? He's gone from 0 to hero. When you said that, that's the first thing that popped into my mind is that song from Hercules. Great movie, love that movie.
And I also love his enthusiasm for the club, the enthusiasm for the game. He's always like fist pumping, getting the crowd going. Which I know some people say, "Oh, I don't like that." I absolutely love that. I love it. It shows that he's engaging with fans and he appreciates the fans, which I love. And then also you see him getting sly hugs off Postecoglou. I wonder other players jealous of that. The love that he gets.
Do you know what I loved when I think it was against Luton when he won that free kick, and he just was like, he didn't let the ref see, but he's just like, I won it to kind of waste time a little bit more. And I just absolutely loved that. I was just like, I love that fire in his belly, and I love that he does that. Like those little things, you just like makes you love him a little bit more.
He's like an angry little gnome.
Yeah, I love the attitude of the players now, though. You see them in games, even against Chelsea. At 2-1, it's like, right, okay, we're down to 9 men. I don't give a fuck. I'm going to keep going. I love the attitude of these players now. It's like they pull on the shirt and it means something. This shirt is loaned to them. They don't own it. It's loaned to them from us. We're Tottenham Hotspur. You, me, and Mir. We're Tottenham Hotspur Football Club. And I've always said this. The fans are the club. These players are playing for us. They're putting their bodies on the line.
Just quickly, I think the legacy numbers is a stroke of genius as well, because already when a player signs, it already makes them think about when they get that number, what legacy do I want to leave here? What do I want to be remembered for? I think it's a stroke of genius, and I think you're seeing many of the players, current players, maybe buying into that.
Fair play to Levy for coming up with the idea, by the way, or the PR department. Absolute stroke of genius. You are right in that, Dave. Look, one quick thing, comeback of the year for Spurs. Who do you think's been the player that's made the best comeback? I just thought of it there now.
Oh, comeback from what? What do you mean?
Like from injury or from
maybe a player that someone's written off.
Somebody's written off.
Ooh,
I have to go for a Richarlison for me.
Oh, I think that's too early.
Bit early.
No, no. Why I've said that? Look,
it's only 2 weeks ago you didn't want him in the team.
This is the point I'm making. 2 weeks ago, I know. Yeah, I don't care.
Flexibility of thought, Dermo. Flexibility of thought.
It is flexibility of thought. That's it.
Yeah.
Dave.
All right, look, Sean 2.0.
Yeah. You're right, Scrappy. Do have another Scooby snack. She has them right. Mia's got a massive box of Scooby snacks by her. Right.
Just gonna grab a drink.
Yeah, David's gonna grab a vodka. He's gonna come. How you doing, guys? Come on, you Spurs. Look, for me, Richie, has shown that he's determined to put the rights wrong, if you know what I mean, Mia. I can't think of any other player.
I can. No, Papa Matasar. I think a lot of people ripped that boy off, you know. A lot of people did.
There's another one, Basuma as well.
Basuma's not been that great though. He's had a couple. He's been a bit blippy, so like for the last few little bits. So I would say Papa Matasar. I think a lot of people writ him off at the beginning of the season because he wasn't played. People weren't really sure of him, and I think he's really, really proven himself. And I absolutely love Papa Matasar. So
no, I probably have to say, what's the point says Romero's a Royal Voice player with a hatchet stuck at the wheel. That does sound like Romero. When they lost to that third division Bundesliga side, they're talking about Harry Kane in Germany. Madison, Romero, Vaccaro, and Destiny have all stand out for me. Porro has been most improved, and Son has also shown me what it takes to make this system work. Yep, that is true. We've got
David. The Liverpool score is now 5-1.
Oh, I can see somebody getting sacked in the morning. I can see somebody getting sacked in the morning.
No, they won't.
I know. Well, nobody thought Cooper would get sacked from Forest, and look what they brought in the garden.
Yeah, but Moyes bought a European Cup when they had no right to win one.
Dave, do not give them any more ammunition.
It's not a European
I hate them. I hate them. I just don't think they're sacked.
Please say it's not a European Cup, Dave. It's a tin top. It's a tin cup. It's something they found it. Yeah, but they found it in the back of a dustbin or something. That's what they found.
Back in the day, they used to have Champions League, UEFA Cup, and the Intertotal Cup. They basically just brought it back and rebranded it.
I can remember. Yeah, God, when I was a kid, it was the European Cup, the UEFA Cup, and the Cup Winners' Cup. And everyone that won the FA Cup went into the Cup Winners' Cup.
They don't. But when we won when we won the European Cup, it was more like the Euro Cup because that other competition didn't exist, did it? It was only 2 levels.
No, we had the Cup. We had the Cup, European Cup, and then the Cup Winners' Cup, and that started in the 50s. The Cup.
Yes, what I'm saying. So the Cup, that Europe Cup, was more like the Champions League, and the one we won. That's what I'm saying. There's only 2 levels. Where now there's obviously 3 levels of cup. So they won basically the lowest of the low cup in Europe.
But to be fair to them, they gave it a go. This is the thing that gets me. If we actually had took it seriously, we could have been the first English side to win that.
Listen, if we would have won it, everybody would have been taking the piss and saying it's just a small cup. You've got a small mentality. No matter what we would have won, people still would have taken. If we would have won it, people still would have taken the piss. And I think that a lot of Spurs fans would have dismissed it and been like, "We don't. It doesn't mean anything." So,
would you have if we won it? Serious question though. Would you have dismissed it, you two, if we won it?
I wouldn't dismiss it at all. But I would say I would be happy for us to win something. But would I be parading it around, being as proud as what West Ham have been? Probably not. No.
Dave?
Look, you know me, I'm shameless. I'd call us European champions and I'd celebrate it. Look, I know how long I've waited. You know, the last one I watched was the Carling Cup. You know, one of the only ones I really remember in my lifetime. I know the one at 99 as well. But look, you know, I know how hard they are to come by, so I'd absolutely relish it. I mean, I celebrated winning the Tiger Cup. I mean, you know, it was brilliant.
It was. I mean, it says a lot. I was 13 when we last won the FA Cup. I mean, I'm 47 now in February, and I was just a teenager last time we won an FA Cup. That, for me, is shocking. The fact Romero was not happy here last year at all, and now fights like he does for the team, just shows the qualities of Ange brings to Tottenham, and that's why he's my player of the year. We've got Bentancur was playing brilliant until he was taken out by a certain assassin. Martin says Emerson and Dyer fighting for that accolade of worst player. Yeah, we are going to get on to that next. I know who Dave's going to pick. He's going to pick, I don't know, not Dyer anyway. He loves Dyer. I think Dyer is happily running down the clock until he can leave on a free. He's happy to clear off. Just cancel his contract, please. Liverpool 5, West Ham 1 now. Jesus. Sonny, for me, best player of the season. I've got the best comeback from the wife this season. That's a good one. At the end of the season, and Richie has between 19 to 20 goals, then yes, fair enough. LOL, what's the point? We've got, I think Mapassar has cemented his pace in the first 11 now. His daddy long legs are the perfect tools to recover the ball from us all.
Yeah, his legs are ridiculous. He literally takes 2 steps and he's done half the pitch. Like 2 strides, man. He's got the longest legs.
Right, let's go for it. let's head into it. Worst Spurs player of 2023. Now, Dave, we have got a long list, but you do have to only pick one. Now, me and Mia will probably pick different players, but I know you're sitting there. You've been at it all day. You've been whittling down the players and looking through the stats. And who's on your hit list? I have a feeling who you're going to say, but you may surprise me.
I mean, honestly, there's only one player for me, and it's Eric Dyer. I highlighted and I exposed how useless he was last season. And the new gaffer seems to agree with me because he seems to be banished this season, which I'm absolutely delighted for.
Yeah.
Now I just want the guy to admit that he's here for the money and just fuck off. But for me, hands down, the worst Spurs player there is. And what annoys me most about him is he blames everyone else. You know, the mistake is clearly his, and he's looking around at everyone else like it's their fault. Absolutely shambolic. He's weak, he's spineless, getting gone. Worst player of the year, by far.
Mia, who are you going for?
I'm going to probably have to agree with Dave on this one and say Eric Dyer. And Joe, what else, right? I don't know if any of you have seen him on that challenge they had to do with the cars, and they had to get the cars into like a little circle.
Yeah.
And he was absolutely effing useless at even a game with toy cars. Unbelievable. It was literally going off of the table. It didn't even go straight. He couldn't even do it straight. Like, that tells you all you need to know about a guy who attempts to apparently play football. He can't play a game with toys. My kids probably could have done better than him.
Look, I'm agreeing with you, lot. Eric Dyer, for me, the worst player. But I think also going to that bracket is Hugo Lloris. The way he sat down in that dressing room against Newcastle and didn't bother coming out for the second half. I then put out, "Oh, I'm sorry, I'm injured." Sanchez as well. He can go into that bracket as well. Fucking, there's a few of them. But Dyer, for me, he's the biggest useless article I have ever seen as a footballer.
And
Please
FYI, Joe absolutely smashed that challenge. Big Vic, man. He was an absolute boss at that one. He was so good at it.
I think there's a space in Mia's dungeon for Vic now. I think there is. I think she'd be nicking him now.
No, it's not like that. I just like him. I love his attitude, and I love the fact that
Mia's going to have her own football team.
Goalkeeper.
She's got the centre back. She wants the goalkeeper now. All she wants is a midfielder and a striker.
When I was a kid, we had Paul Robinson, Ian Walker.
Oh,
so, and Hugo Lloris was good at the beginning, and obviously I do appreciate that he gave us good tight like service at the beginning. He was good, but towards the end he's just not got great. And it's nice to see us have a really good goalkeeper, because I don't really feel in my life of watching Tottenham really that we've had that many really good goalkeepers.
I'm very lucky, so I can remember Eric Torsvet. For me, he was great. I can remember.
I was young with Eric Torsvet, wasn't I? I would have been quite. I
can remember Ray Clements as well. Bobby Mims should be just forgotten about and just left to one side of the room completely. Paul Robinson was good. Ian Walker, he's another one that needs.
He was atrocious.
He was fucking useless. Another player I think goes into that bracket, Dave, who really did get on you and me on our nerves, was Aurier. He's another fucking useless article.
He's gone ages though.
Yeah, but
he's 2023.
But he comes into that bracket as worst player as well for Tottenham. He can fucking go.
Look, we've had so many of them down the last few years. Just quickly, along with Martin, another contender for worst moment of the season, Eric Dyer assisted Mo Salah with the header. I mean, I was about to give up on football that day. I really was. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. I was like, talk about just an absolute clumsy idiot, honestly. I felt like football was dead in that moment.
I don't know. I can't remember who. No, it was Tony Parks.
He had the ball down from Mo Salah. There was no one around him.
Yeah, I know. I was thinking of Martin's comment. No, it was Tony Parks that won us. Bobby Mims didn't do anything. Tony Parks was the goalkeeper, young goalkeeper that won us due right for gum. Yeah, I remember that. He just headed it straight to Salah. Well, there you go, Salah. Go and get a go for Liverpool. Oh, don't get me started, Dave. My blood pressure. I don't need my blood pressure to go high. No, there's you. You need to keep your blood pressure low.
Also, as a little shout out to goalkeepers, can we have a big shout out to Gazzaniga? What a man.
So see, Dave, you do a show and Mia just goes in a completely different direction. It's like,
I'm just shouting out, while we're shouting out
hang on.
goalkeepers, you've got to
If me and
remember
Dave start shouting
Gazzaniga.
out very good-looking women footballers, you'd be complaining.
Oh,
I mean,
do you know
Dave,
what I will say is that Mary Earps won the goalkeeper personality of the year for obviously goalkeeping when England. She was absolutely brilliant. And do you know what? She looks absolutely stunning when I saw her. I thought, like, she looked so lovely, and I was so proud that she won that because they didn't do the goalkeeping kit for her, and that was so disappointing that they didn't do it, and really not, like, it's not very nice for her as a goalkeeper for England. So I was so happy and proud that she got that. And what a beautiful lady. We've got some beautiful ladies in our England squad, I will say that.
When they put the goalkeeper jerseys on sale, didn't they sell out within like 2 or 3 minutes or something like that?
Yeah, because they didn't do them at first, and then everyone supported her by doing it. She's another one. She's got real passion. I love her. She's a bit feisty. Great goalkeeper.
I love watching women's football. It's actually quite violent sometimes. You want to see how they go in each other. It's like, Jesus Christ. Right, guys. Best Spurs game of the season. What did you sit down and you thought, do you know what?
Ooh.
I've come off thinking, I love my club. I love Tottenham. That's put me in a great mood. So I go, ladies first, Mia. And then give you time to think that, Dave.
It have to be back when we played. It was this year, I think, when we played Arsenal at our ground, right? Because that's when we got into the Champions League. Oh no, that was last season.
No, that was the season before.
That was the season
before. Oh man, this season, this year, probably, actually, again, I would probably go for the Arsenal game because I think everybody wrote us off for that game. Everybody said, if you go and play your game, you're going to get absolutely walloped. That's all you heard from those gobby lot who belong in bloody Croydon. They don't belong in South East because I'm from South East. I don't want them. They can go back. They can go to bloody Croydon and stay there. No offense to anybody from Croydon. But yeah, they can go there because I don't want them. But they, honestly, everyone was just going absolutely crazy saying we're going to never be able to play our game. And we went there and I was so proud of those boys because we gave it our absolute all. We didn't drop our heads or anything. And that game is a tough game for us to go there. So I'm absolutely so proud of the boys for that one. I loved it.
Dave, where are you going for that one? Where are you going for? Which game are you going for?
No, look, I think that game was actually important this season. I think it gave the team a lot of belief that they could go anywhere and sort of play their style of football. But look, I'm going to go for the 4-1 at Newcastle. I think it's a turning point in our season. You know, we're on a poor run of 5 games, no win. You know, we had the 6-1 in our mind from last season. We sort of got retribution. I thought we could have got more. I thought we could have maybe equalised the scoreline of 6-1, but 4-1, I'll take it. But also, I think it's just the most balanced the team looked this season. I also made the brave call of Sonny back out to left and Richie down the middle. Ange Postecoglou must have been watching my predicted lineup because he'd done it. And it worked a treat. So, yeah, I'm going to go with that one because it was that period where we were sort of very similar to where we were under Conte last season. The same amount of wins, draws, goals, scored, conceded, etc. And it could have very easily went back that way. I think if we would have lost that game, I think we could have easily tailed off and it could have very ended up like last season. However, I think I think we'll look back on that come the end of the season as a huge turning point.
Yeah, I think so too, Dave. Look, before I get to mine, I want to say big up to David again. He's gifted another membership, and Just a Harmless Potato has now become a member of the THFC family. So big up Just a Harmless Potato. And again, David, thank you so much. You don't know how grateful me and Philip are. Thank you so much. You really are a proper legend. Look, for me, I'm actually going to go for the 2-1 win over Manchester. Was it 2-1?
Man United.
Yeah, was that 2-1 or 2-0?
Wasn't it 2-0? We kept a clean sheet.
Yeah, I'm going for the Man United game. I think that was the start. It was the first home game of the season. The atmosphere was like a party. Ange's first win at home. He hit the players were up for it. It was the first time the players, the fans, everyone was one. We was one into that, and we've been one ever since. For me, that is the best. Look, Mia's right. The Arsenal game as well. That was a high point. Newcastle, high point. Liverpool to 2-1 win against Liverpool. Another high. I know we got a bit of help, but a high point. I think if you look at the 4-1 defeat to Chelsea, I think a lot of could be taken out of that game for the way of our determination, the way we stuck to our game plan. Things went against us, but we never let ourselves down. But for me, Man United, that for me was the high point. And look, what a difference, guys, between then and under Conte. What a difference. Absolutely. Worst Spurs game of 2023.
Oh, Newcastle. I've nothing else to add to that.
No. Yeah, I go for Newcastle as well. Was 2023 when we went out to Middlesbrough? Was that 22?
No,
Yeah.
2023.
Yeah, Middlesbrough. I think Middlesbrough for me when we went out to Middlesbrough. That's my one.
Oh, no. That was, sorry, that was the season before. I think Forest we went out to last year, didn't we?
Yeah, 1-0. We went out to Forest in the League Cup, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll go for, that's my one when we lost early in the League Cup.
We lost to, was it Sheffield United in the FA Cup last year?
In the quarterfinals. When we could have actually reached the final. So the 2 cup defeats were my worst performances, worst Spurs games, and also AC Milan. How can I forget that? That was just nightmarish. Mia, where you going?
I'd have to say Newcastle.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I think there's no explanation there. Now, a little bit of, we're going to do a bit overall the Premier League. Best Premier League player of 2023, and you cannot pick a Tottenham player. So this is from every other club bar Tottenham. Who stood out for you in the Premier League for 2023?
Do you know? I think Haaland has been absolutely immense. However, I don't think City are using him to his full capabilities of what he can offer. Looking at him when he was at Dortmund, there's a lot more to his game. But for me, I'm going to go Bernardo Silva. I think he's been absolutely magic. Absolutely magic, that guy.
Yeah.
Never loses the ball. Can do a bit of everything. Absolutely love him. He's been magic.
Yeah. And you, Mir, who are you going for?
I would have to go for Mo Salah. He's consistent. He always is there. Like, he's their man, isn't he? And it was mad the other day when people were saying we need to sell Salah. Are you mad, man? Are you crazy? Have you lost your mind? Like, he always steps up from them, and he's a real professional with everything that he gets rumoured to be leaving, etc. And he's always a real professional as well. But he always steps up for them, always in games. So
he will head out to the Saudi League in the summer.
Yeah,
he will.
He will.
Yeah, probably will, Dave. But the point is, what I'm saying is that people saying after one game of being not very good, or like the whole team weren't very good. Let's be honest, had 33 shots and not a goal. I think that to blame Mo Salah was a madness and say we should sell him. That's a crazy take. But Mo Salah always steps up for them. He always does.
Look, it's a player that I really like. I know it's been put into the chat already, but I have to go for De Bruyne for me. He makes Man City tick.
He's been injured all this season.
Yeah, but for last season as well, from the start of 2023, he made that midfield tick at Man City. He was responsible. He's the captain. Look, I agree with you, Dave, on Haaland. I don't think Man City are using Haaland in the right way possible. And he's getting loads of goals. Can you imagine me with Tottenham? And we used him in the right way. He'd be lethal. Look, you're right. Look, you can look also a few other players in the Premier League. You look at Trippier for Newcastle. He played well. He's done all right. Salah as well for Liverpool. And a few other players as well. But look, for me, that's my pick. That's Dave's pick. That is Mira's pick. Now, worst Premier League player of 2023.
I'm going to say Eddie Nketiah. The guy couldn't air Ballon d'Or. But I also want to put down as the best because he stopped Arsenal winning the title last year. He definitely helped in that regard.
Yeah.
I know, is he the worst though? Probably not. There's a lot worse. Eric Dyer, he was just absolutely atrocious. That bad. That not even relegation teams came in for him this season.
But you cannot pick a Tottenham player. That's the whole idea of it. Tottenham are exempt from this, so you have to go with
the worst player in the Premier League.
Okay, make an exception for you, all right? Just this once. Okay, you found a loophole, you like the Don, you found a bit of a loophole, you've got in there, you've plugged it with your mystery black book. So okay, I'll give you that. I let you away with that one. Okay. Mia, who you going for?
Just purely because his face, everything he does just pisses me off, and it's got to be that rat-looking wanker, Bruno Fernandes.
Yeah, he is quite annoying. He's quite punchable.
Are you part of the? Has Philip put you up to this? Because you know full well that's who we would.
I know. I genuinely do not like him. He just throws tantrums and throws arms all the time. He's just an absolute big baby, and he doesn't turn up for his team. Like plenty of times, he just does not turn up for Man U. No. He just basically bows out. What an absolute! Yeah, I'm not going to say, but yeah, no. I'm not a fan.
Moaning Mini. Dave calls her. Look, I'm going for Raya. For me, he's been dreadful as a goalkeeper for this season for Arsenal. He's been absolutely dreadful. And also, I would pick Bruno Fernandes as well. I think Harry Maguire's in there as well. He's been dreadful. Lego Man's been dreadful. We could pick a load of players. Eric Dyer, though, probably does beat a lot of them because he's just Eric Dyer. Look, very quickly on Eric Dyer and that, guys. Look, Sanchez and Dyer. Who was the worst out of the pair of them two? Who would you? I know we all slag off Eric Dyer, but who was more worse? I used to call Sanchez Bambi on ice because he'd be falling all over any place. I'll start with you, Mia. Who was worse, Dyer or Sanchez?
Why are we having this micro penis contest? Like it's basically two micro penises deciding which one's the better one. They're both small and bloody useless. So what's the point?
Dave, you go for both of them as well?
Bullshit. I mean, honestly, I'm not going to distinguish who's worse. They're just anti-football. Should be playing rugby league or something.
Yeah. I love it. Big up to Ellie, just a girl who loves Spurs. Mia it's the two of you, or is this live or recorded? Either way, I think there's two of you.
Two of me?
I think she's been drinking. Just Mia.
I'm really confused.
Ellie, just close one eye. If you close one eye, then one.
Can you imagine two of me? That would be trouble.
Geez, Ellie's twins. LOL, big up the cop. Yeah. Ellie, Matty Cash, because he's a dirty get. Yeah, big up. We've got Derek Hutchinson. Big up Dermot, Mia, and Dave. Big up Derek, Mr. Hutchinson. The only man to score 2 goals in an FA Cup final, a goal for Manchester City and an own goal for Tottenham. No, he scored a goal for Man City and then an own goal for Man City in the 81 Cup final. Ellie, Kudos Fernandes is a rat that moans. Yeah. And then we've got David showing that Tony for gambling, no excuses. Our scum deserve them. Yeah, they do. Right, guys, we're on the last question now. And this came in just as me and Dave were talking in the background. Really, it was just a nod to the Don. Just a quiet tip off the hat on his 2023. And just somebody that, look, quietly in the background has done his work. He's brought these players in. And we're now playing brilliant football. So, Dave, look, I'll let you go last because I know you are the man who started the Don off. You're the man that started this whole nickname, and you should get great credit for that, by the way. He is the Don. He'll always will be the Don. He could be a con Don, but he is the Don. Mia, who was Paritici's best signing?
Oh, this is tricky because I feel he's done some really good ones, but for me, it has to probably be Destiny because one hell of a player we have got there. For the price we've got him at as well, it's ridiculous how good he is.
And the wages we signed him on.
Yeah.
Yeah, the wages, everything, Dave, everything has just been. I know we've had Vicario and we've obviously signed Van der Ven, but I just think for that price and how good and the potential that boy's got, he's got everything, man. He's strong, he's quick, he's good on the ball, he's creatively good, and he can defend. Like he's a good defender. So I think he's got a bit of everything, and I love Destiny. So I'll probably say Destiny.
I'm actually going to go for Vicario because we desperately needed a good goalkeeper. But there's so many in there. He's brought in so many good players as well. Kulu, Bentancur, he brought in his first in that January, Dave. Do you remember near the end of the window? He brought in them. That changed our season. He's brought in Van der Ven. He's been instrumental.
He brought in Romero, and I will thank him forever for that.
Yeah, well, we won't go there. Yeah, we know where Mia's going after this stream. He brought in Madison as well for the price he bought him in. He's been instrumental. So I think for everyone, I think every player who's improved Tottenham deserves credit. Dave, look, how important has Paratici been in this rebuild at Tottenham? And do you think Daniel Levy deserves credit for sticking by him, for using them now as a consultant? And does his sort of patience with him paying off now, if you know what I mean? That we could have got rid of him quite easily when all these could have got, no, we don't want you at the club, but he stuck by him. He said, no, I'm sticking by my man. Do you think his patience is being paid off now handsomely?
No comment. My work is done here. I'll spread the word of the Don. Look, I mean, where do you want me to start, Dermo? You know, Brennan Johnson, Madison, Porro, Van der Ven, Kulu, Vicario, you know, Adoji. That's only what we signed sort of this summer, or what we've paid up for this summer. I mean, I haven't even gone into the years. Papa Massa, Romero, you know, players like that. I really don't know where to start. But look, Dermo, understand the criticism around the time. You know, Tottenham was on its knees. Everyone that was being employed, it didn't matter if you employed a new canteen lady. She was always going to be under scrutiny from the fans. It really didn't matter. I might actually start calling myself Mystic Dave for a while. You know, I do predict these sort of things. But what I will say is I think he has been absolutely instrumental. Look, he was called con, everything else, you know, absolutely ridiculed. I understand it, but what I think I think what people maybe sort of failed to realize was, even though he's coming in here, even though we expect these guys to change the club's fortune, he can only do it to the expense that Daniel Levy's willing to spend. Yeah. And he's done that compared to other director of footballs that have been employed that role. Steve Hitchen put this club into such a mess. He had so much players to get out, and we're still struggling with that. We've still got players here that aren't good enough on high wages that we just can't offload. And not only that, but we ain't a club that's going to go out and spend £100 million on a player. So what he was going to do was always going to take a little bit of time to come to fruition. But since you're starting to see more of his signings in the squad and a lot of the older ones being weaned out, look at the massive difference in terms of mentality, the effort that they're putting in on the pitch for the club compared to a lot of the Steve Hitchen signings and stuff like that. You know, you listen to the words that they speak constantly about improving, not making excuses like a lot of Steve Hitchen signings were and stuff like that. A lot of the under 21s or some of the exciting products, not even just the under 21s, you can go down as far as Mikey Moore. That guy had Real Madrid interested. A lot of these guys had offers on the table. They could have left elsewhere, like other players were doing in years gone by. However, Paratici managed to get Daniel Levy to change the payment structure, because before, the old payment structure was, we'll keep you on low wages, keep you hungry. Paratici said, if you want the best players coming through, which is a huge problem, and you should be looking at it like that, instead of spending 60, 70 million per homegrown player, start producing your own. We need to get, you know, sort of entice these guys to stay. So he managed to change the payment structure. It was instrumental in sitting down with the families, these players, plotting out the pathway and getting the sign on the dotted line. All the recruitment that we've done. You know, he ripped up the old scouting department. I don't know if anybody remembers when he was first hired, one of the first things he came out and said was the scouting department was so far behind much more modern scouting departments. He's completely changed that. He's brought in the analytical, a data-driven sort of research into players and stuff like that. And all on Daniel Levy's expense, all on money that Daniel Levy is willing to sanction for it. And that's the crucial part, you know. It's all well and good wanting Daniel Levy to change his ways and sell. But the reality is, as much as we sit here and bitch and moan about him, he still ain't going to do it. He's had people at his door for the last 10 years, and he still ain't changing his ways. So people have to come in and fit within that business model, and he's absolutely done that superbly. I think he's done a massive job. The fact that, you know, he had that scandal with Italy, and Daniel Levy still kept him on as an advisor role. And make no mistake about it, he's still calling the shots in what players to get rid of and what players to bring in here. And also, when you look at it, a lot of people think Johan Lang is coming in here to do his role. He's going to do his role temporarily in terms of what he'll do is Paratici will give him the directive. You go and speak to this club on my behalf. You go and deal with this club on my behalf. That's all he's here to do. He was hired here as a technical director, not director of football. Scott Moe was brought in as chief football officer, not director of football. So that director of football role is still available for when Paratici comes back. And I reckon that will be the plan. As soon as he comes back, he'll be put straight back into director of football. And the reason why Daniel Levy kept him as advisor is because I tried telling people, go and read articles. They explain how much Daniel Levy has respect for this guy, how much, you know, he's always wanted him before he eventually got his hands on him. So for me, I think he's done absolutely superb, Paratici. He is the man that's changed this football club's fortunes around in all aspects, off the pitch and off the pitch. And he's the guy that deserves a lot of credit.
He does.
So, what I will say
on
like what you said, Dave, I do agree with you. But you do have to give Levy a bit of credit because he obviously allowed for that to happen. Like, people can't give this, like, they can't do it where they give all the disrespect to him and say he's done so much wrong and not give credit where credit's due. And that's where I kind of fall with it. I don't think that's a fair way to think of things. So if all these positives of players we're getting, guess who got the person in to sort that out? Daniel Levy. Guess who sanctioned it? Daniel Levy does. So for that, I have to give him a little bit of that credit. And for Paratici to have the know-how, the brains and the skills to work within those limits, it ain't easy to do. So for Paratici to be able to do that, obviously, is a certain skill set. But they've worked together. It kind of like, it's almost like Mr. Burns, my plans come together. It's like, my plans come together. That's how I see Daniel Levy doing it. He's like,
look,
you know.
I see it for this way. Any successful football club goes on any length of domination always starts with infrastructure. You look at the great United sides of under Fergie, had a great infrastructure. They had a great network, scouting network. They had a great youth academy with youth players coming in, the class of 92. He put all that in place. That takes time to get right. And once that got right, it was a conveyor belt of success after success after success, because they got the foundations right. Tottenham are doing it the right way. We're not doing it like a Man City or Chelsea or teams like that who've just spent. I think this January could be the time where we can march ahead of the other teams above us. Every other team above us is going to be struggling this January because of either FFP or they don't have the money to spend or stuff like that. Tottenham could march ahead this January and march ahead. But listen, guys, thank you so much for watching. It's been an absolute pleasure for doing our review of 2023. There was supposed to be a few more guests here, but for family reasons they couldn't come on. But don't worry, guys. I think next week we'll have the whole gang back together again. But Dave, we'll start with you. Where can people find you, sir? And again, I want to say thank you to you, Dave, for everything you've done with me and Philip, the support behind the scenes. Your support's away from YouTube as well. You're not just a friend on YouTube, you are a brother of it as well. And I want to say a massive thank you to you for everything you've done. I'm ever so grateful. So please give your channel a massive plug.
Yeah, look, guys, you can find me over at the Irish Hotspur, and there'll be a bit of content out all week. So just sort of get over there, hit the notification bell, and it'll alert you anytime I upload. But look, most of all, I just want to say, first of all, a very merry and happy Christmas to all the THFC Till I Die hard fans. You know, a massive happy Christmas to you guys. Hopefully everyone sort of enjoys themselves to the best of their ability, and just try and have fun. You know, it's Christmas is one of the only days that is left on the calendar where all evil seems to stop for a day, or all bad things seem to be mutually stopped for a day, so people can sort of have one day to sort of enjoy themselves. So please make the most of it. Second of all, also a very happy Christmas to you and Dervla and the son Derma, and to you, Mia, and the kids as well. The two sons. Hopefully, you have a great time as well. It's about spending time with family and good food on the table. So once you have that, make the most of it. And I just also want to say thank you to you two for everything, and the THFC Till I Die fans out there for all the support this year. It's been absolutely crazy. It's been a roller coaster. It's been up and down. I've had my good points and my low points, but in the low points, you two have been massively there for me, and same with the THFC fans, and I never forget that. So thank you very much.
No, it's our pleasure. And also Mia as well. Look, Mia, I lost my mother-in-law earlier this year, and Dave was fantastic. And you were as well, Mia. You jumped in when I needed you to jump in. You and Philip took the reins of the channel, give me time when I needed, even with my heart, when I needed to take time out. You were always there. Even at short notice, Mia, can you jump on today? No problem, Dermot. What time? Where do you name me? Same as you as well, Dave. But Mia, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for everything you've done this year for us. And especially for me, you've been there for me like Dave was at my darkest hour, the Perrier, and you've always had no problems jumping on with Philip or even doing shows for yourself on here. So looks a massive thank you, Mia, and Merry Christmas to you and the boys as well. Merry Christmas to you, Dave,
and Jack as well. Let's not forget Jackie boy.
And Jacko.
Yeah, big up, Jack. I have to get Jack on more in the new year, Jack.
No, not ready. Jack Nicky, Mia's brother. We'll Jack
no, that's what I meant. Jack Williams.
Happy Christmas
we have
tomorrow.
To get you back on here.
Jacko.
Yeah, Jack, Mr. Williams, you will be coming on more here in the new year. We'll have to sort you out and get you on more because I love how you talk about football. But Mia, give Spurs Between the Lines a plug and a bit of a head of your wobble as well. But yeah, where can people find you?
Over at Spurs Between the Lines. Like Dave said, I want everyone to have a nice Christmas. It isn't about presents for me. It's about just that family time and, enjoying that and spending time. And if you are alone, there is going to be streams about, so please make sure you jump onto those and don't be alone at Christmas, or give someone a call or message. There's lots of people out there who will talk to you. I've got no doubt about it. So make sure that you aren't alone at Christmas, because nobody should be alone at Christmas. So if you ever need anybody, just reach out. I think that's really, really important to make sure you do that. And of course, to your family, Dave, and to yours, Dermot, I hope they have a wonderful time. I hope you both enjoy your family time. I know that you're going to really enjoy it, Dave. Of course, being spoilt by your mum, always.
Mumsy looks after me.
Yes, big up to Mrs. Harris for putting up with you, feeding you up, and looking after you. But yeah, so I hope everybody has a lovely time. And of course, like I say, people don't necessarily always celebrate it, but just spend some time with the family, even if it's not something you celebrate. It's always nice to have that quality time.
It is. And listen, guys, we know how difficult it is for some people out there. So starting from tomorrow, this channel is now going to turn into the Christmas Premier League channel. We're going to do a watch along a day. We're going to bring you all the latest from the Premier League. Starting from tomorrow, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, even on Christmas Eve, we're going to bring you the Wolves-Chelsea game. We're off on Christmas, the rest of Christmas Eve. We're off on Christmas Day, but we're bang back at it on St. Stephen's Day when we bring it around the grounds, and then the big game at 8 o'clock, I think. But just want to get a few more people. Derek Hutchinson, Merry Christmas, or big up to Merry Christmas to you. Martin saying, same people, dread Christmas coming. Well,
yeah, that's it.
I know, but look, we are here for you all. David said, this will be Mum's last Christmas. Well, look, David, we're all here for you, man. If 100%. you need anything, I'm here. Philip's here. Our email addresses are in the chat. Then we'll give you our WhatsApp as well. You can come on. So if you need anything, we are here. And so, yeah, go on, Dave.
Yeah, can I just say, look, I know it's sad, but at least you get that one last. Some people don't. So really try and make the most sort of memories of it as you can and enjoy it as you can, you know, and make sure everyone just has big happy smiles on the face, and try and make it more of a happy occasion rather than a sad occasion, and just make the most memories you can. You know, we're living in an age now where you've got video phones and everything else, so you can still create plenty of photos, videos and stuff like that you can keep with you as memories and stuff like that. So just please try and make the most of it, my man. Very sad, but I know that.
Joe, I always say, Dave, that when someone close to you passes away, they're always in your heart. So that means they live on forever, because you always have that those memories and those special little things that you did together, or that reminds you of them. So yeah, always cherish those things, because those things are so important.
Yeah, well, listen, David, we're all here for you. And listen, if you need us, we're all here for you. So listen, I want to wish every one of you a Merry Christmas, but we are back tomorrow 4 with Newsbeat, then back tomorrow night with a watch along, me and Philip, and the start of our Christmas Premier League specials. So we're going to keep you all entertained. More DERMOTRON. You cannot get rid of him. He will be there. And on Christmas Day, there will be the Alternative King's Speech stream. Well, we'll pre-record with myself and Mr. Brady, giving our Christmas spirit, giving our Christmas thoughts on what people about the last year, and giving you joy and giving you a little bit of, I don't know, something special and just a bit of cheer as Philip bangs out his biggest hits. Green grass of Spurs, burning down the Arsenal. His biggest hit of all, Tip Top Tottenham. He was even there back in the day when they said the big song for Madness, My Spurs. He was there when they even recorded that. So big up. Look forward to that. But we are back tomorrow at 4. Thank you so much, Mr. Harris, for coming on. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you, Scrappy Doo, the little terror in the corner, Mia as well. And David's also gifted another membership. David, you're so generous, man. And Ellie, who's got the membership, so just a girl that loves sport, has now become a member of THFC till I die. Big up, David. Thank you so much. And Ellie as well. Now, Ellie's a member. So we will be doing a members phone-in during Christmas and New Year. So watch out for that. Might do a little special. But thanks, Dave, for coming on. Mia, thank you. This is the last roundtable discussion before Christmas. Merry Christmas, everyone. Come on, you Spurs. In Big Ange, we trust. Hang on, let me find her. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.